in the chair like a boss, yeah. Walk in the chair like a boss, ooh. Walk in the chair like a boss, yeah. Walk in the chair like a boss, ooh. Get so crack in the hall, get so crack in the hall, yeah. Get so crack in the hall, get so crack in the hall, ooh, yeah. Walk in the chair like a boss, yeah. Walk in the chair like a boss, ooh. Walk in the chair like a boss, yeah. Walk in the chair like a boss, ooh. Get so crack in the hall, get so crack in the hall, yeah. Get so crack in the hall, get so crack in the hall, ooh. Diamond on wrist and look like glue. Walk in the club and I flex like ooh. Walk in the club and I flex like ooh. Miss Marshall, I love my shoe. Diamond on wrist and look like glue. Miss Marshall, I love my shoe. Miss Marshall, I love.
My pocket big on you funky shady beat, 'cause you know the shit I kick.
Let's jazz up this baby. We're going to place these lace ruffles on both sides at the front body so that it creates a slight V shape. When pinning it, create small folds to add more volume. Add as many folds as you want until you're satisfied with how it looks. Once the placement of the laces are positioned and pinned, cut off the excess and fold the end inwards to clean finish. Secure the laces onto the sweatshirt using a zigzag stitch, and ta-da! Your own DIY lace top is finished.
Just a little bit, try just a little bit. He don't change like it used to. He don't think like it used to. Life taught you no things. Now you wanna do things. The hell keep track of your new balance. Since you lost him, you got a new balance. I can't say I do better, no, no, no. But I'll act like I know, no, no. I can't say I do better. I can't say I never knew better, no, 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 no. Had you, think I gotta had you. All your exes dancing, 'cause somehow I just begged you. Question, girl, I'm glad to. Fuck you till you come, girl, I'm glad to. Yeah, you know I had to. Yeah. Walking down.
Bonus, let's make slip dress for Friday. First, grab your favorite loose t-shirt and fold it in half, and we're going to trace the front and back neckline, shoulder, front armhole, side seam, and the hem. Once you're done, we're going to redesign the front neckline into a deep V-neck, and to do so, mark 8 inches down from the top of center front neck. Then connect that point that we have just marked to the tip of the left end of the shoulder. Next, we're going to redesign the armhole, and to do so, first move the right shoulder tip to the left so that the shoulder width is shortened into 1¼ inch. And second, we're going to deepen the armhole width by moving the side seam 1½ inch down. Connect those 2 points that we have just relocated in a concave shape to recreate the armhole shape. For the length of the dress, it's going to be approximately 25 inch in length starting from the center front V-neck. For the width of the dress, it depends on how wide the width of the original top that you have traced at the beginning. For ours, it's around 11 inch in width. Once the width of the hem is determined, connect those 2 start points in a straight line, creating a new side seam for the dress. Retrace the dress pattern so that you have a separate back and front dress pattern each. Now we're going to create neck binding for clean finishing the neckline. And to do so, first we'll have to measure the front and back neckline, which we're going to call the measurement a star and a heart respectively. Then draw a rectangle with width that is equivalent to 1¼ inch and length that is equivalent to the addition of star times 2 and heart times 2. Once you're finished, draw 1/4 inch seam allowances for each end and cut 1 for the neck binding. We're also going to create armhole binding for clean finishing the armhole, and to do so, first we'll have to measure the front armhole, which we're going to call the measurement a triangle. It won't be necessary to measure the back armhole because the front and back armhole essentially have the same measurement. Next, draw a rectangle with width that is equivalent to 1¼ inch and length that is equivalent to triangle times 2. Last but not least, draw 1/4 inch seam allowances for each end and cut 2 for the armhole binding. Next, we're we're going to create the flare pattern for bottom of the dress, and to do so, first we'll have to measure the width of the hem of the dress, and let's call the measurement a star. Then draw a rectangle with dimension that is equivalent to 12 inch in length and star inch in width. Next, draw 4 vertical lines that are evenly spaced around the rectangle and cut it from the bottom to the top motion so that the tip at the top is still attached together. Then spread each rectangle as wide as you can so that the inner circle creates a reflection of an alphabet letter C. Once you're done, tape them on top of a clean sheet of paper and connect the hem with a pencil. Add half an inch seam allowances accordingly and cut to unfold for the flare pattern. Finally, add seam allowances accordingly for front and back dresses and cut one unfold for both, and the patterns are finished. Now let's start sewing up these babies. First, place the correct side of the front and back dresses facing together and sew the side seams and the shoulders together in half an inch seam allowances. Then grab the flares and place the correct side of the both flares facing together and sew the side seams together in half an inch seam allowances. Next, attach the top of the flares to the bottom of the dress in half an inch seam allowances all around. Then grab the armhole binding and fold it in half in lengthwise and sew the side seams together in 1/4 inch. Similarly, fold the neck binding in half in lengthwise and close the side seam. Then fold the armhole binding in widthwise and then using pins, secure the binding all around the correct side of the armhole. Similarly, fold the neck binding in half in lengthwise and secure it all around the correct side of the neckline. Once all 3 layers are sewn together in 1/4 inch, fold the remaining bindings towards the inside of the dress and secure it with a zigzag stitch. Repeat the steps for the remaining bindings and you're finished.
Walking down your steps, you know